decided to do the We Belong campaign because we kept hearing from community members that they felt like nobody saw them, they're invisible. The LGBT community is just not seen out in Peel. And I think with that invisibility, there's kind of a silence, and it's an oppressive silence. And a silence that I think contributes to people not feeling safe, not feeling wanted, not feeling like they can be themselves out here in this very, very diverse region. So the We Belong campaign is about sort of hearing the voice of the LGBT community, articulating to the rest of the community that we belong here, like we believe it, and we are committed. What I hope gets accomplished out of this first ever event is like visibility raise, right? People talking about us, talking about the event, talking about LGBT inclusion. I guess what I hope is that people say like, oh, I missed it this year, I didn't know it even happened, but I'm gonna be there next year, right? So to sort of bring champions out of the woodwork, to bring, whether it's LGBT community members or organizational, cultural, religious, faith, business, political leaders, right? For them to step out and say, I didn't know this work was happening and I want to be a part of it.
So I'm so excited to be partnering with the Peel HIV/AIDS Network for their first ever We Belong breakfast in support of and in celebration of the International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. You know, thinking back at my childhood experience growing up in Peel, if there were services like this, organizations like this, and events like this when I was young, I think my experience would have been a little bit more wholesome. So now as a 32-year-old adult, to look at my community doing something for the LGBTQ population that exists within it is very heartwarming, and I'm so happy that the Peel HIV/AIDS Network asked me to be a part of it. I think it's important to create positive conversation and open conversation when it comes to the LGBTQ cause and the issues associated with it. And through healthy dialogue, we can learn to accept one another, we can learn to be tolerant of each other, and celebrate our differences rather than holding them against one another.
I think it's important that corporations like TD Bank have an opportunity to give back to not only their employees but their customers. It's important that we reflect the communities in which we serve and in which we work and in which we have branches. That's why it's important that we create an inclusive environment and that we have a community giving strategy that's geared towards LGBT, one of our most important employee, customer, and community bases. What a great opportunity to not only for myself to speak, but to hear from our students, our community leaders, and to share the experiences that this day represents. We all have more to do to combat transphobia, homophobia, and biphobia.